Claas, comment est-ce que nous allons réinventer l'Europe de la culture? Je sais que par votre groupe, le Redner, c'est à peu près l'objectif. Est-ce que vous pourriez nous donner un peu de détails sur le groupe Redner, le spectacle?
Yes, I would like to speak in English, if that's okay. So,
yeah. I'll ask you the questions in English.
Oh, thank you. So, first of all, thank you very much for being here. I think we just got an amazing inspiration by the two gentlemen that were here. I think this is, for us, Die Redner, one of the major starting points. We are probably the last generation, my age, that have direct contact to people who in Germany were responsible or partly responsible, it's always very difficult to say, for what happened in the Second World War and the Holocaust and everything around it. So Die Redner is a group of artists, 3 people, Oliver Strauch, a drummer and composer, Florian Penner, visual artist, and myself. And we create performances based on original speeches out of history or on interviews we actually do with people that are living nowadays and went through some important times that are connected to development in the world, in culture, in society, in peace, in freedom. And we started with a show, we call it the John F. Kennedy Show in 2007, where we actually took his address at the American University. He was talking in those times about peace and compassion with Russia in the midst of the Cold War. We continued with the speech of Chancellor Willy Brandt, German Chancellor Willy Brandt, who was engaging himself very strongly in trying to get closer to the East European neighbors of Germany. And we did a piece about war in Afghanistan, and now we were premiering a couple of weeks ago our new production, Élysée 63, which is connected to the German-French Treaty of Élysée. So this is the topics, and we use the speeches of those protagonists of those times or interviews to actually start working on an artistic process, to find a way to transport memory, history, to transport the visions and the things that drove those people, John F. Kennedy, Charles de Gaulle, Willy Brandt, into stage performances that then transform and speak to people.
Is this the way that you are planning to, because maybe people don't know it here, but in January 2013 will be the anniversary of the, to celebrate the Franco-German friendship treaty. And is this your way of, your vision for celebrating this friendship?
Yes, it's part of it. We were invited to create this production by the Minister Plenipotentiary of Federal Republic for Cultural Affairs with France, and we created this. We created this to send out a message to our audience, to especially young people, because the address of Charles de Gaulle in 1962 was an address to young German people, to look back at their history, to realize that they made terrible mistakes, but as well to look forward, to go into the future, to take responsibility and action, not only, and this is, I think, the conflict in hope. Don't stay with hope, just go one step further, go into action and just really realize what every single person in a nation or in Europe is able to do for Europe.
And this goes beyond the Franco-German friendship treaty.
Yes.
You want to send the message out to all of Europe.
That's right. We thought this was a great starting point of actually communicating the idea of Europe. So what you actually see, and I would like to show you a couple of minutes of the premiere, there's a young woman living in 2063. She's living in a Europe that didn't really come out the way we hope it will come out. And she wants to leave it. She would like to go to one of those beautiful countries where the revolutions happened now, and they developed very nicely and very attractive for young people. And she's finding people and memories and documents. She's suddenly confronted with Mr. Stefan Hessel, who actually took part in our performance on film. She has to argue with him. She finds the de Gaulle speech. She's listening to that. She finds other papers, and she slowly realizes what values were there to create Europe. What was the vision? It was the drive for those people to really go for it, to say this is the only way to create Europe. So maybe let me just show you a couple of minutes. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Let me just ask you one final question. Since you are doing all of this, very important, passing the message through the spectacular that you're preparing, do you think that it's important for Europe to create a common vision, a common culture, or should the multiplicity of cultures be, in fact, the priority? Because they're also rich independently of one another.
I think
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I mean, I just think it's a question.
Absolutely. I think what we need to realize is that culture is it's a global thing. I don't think we should tie it down to a certain national, historical, or memorial kind of setup. I think people have to understand that culture is one of the only things that can really transport emotion, intellectual, and every message between human beings, non-verbal, and in every way that is necessary to get together and to respect each other and to keep peace and freedom in the long run. This is what we need to do. This is what it's all about. So we need to find ways to communicate over borders, over language borders, over educational borders and everything. And culture and education are the only ways to do that. This is my absolute conviction, and economy and politics have to create the structures around it. So we're not talking about a culture of a region, which is fantastic. If I start traveling and I'm going to place wherever, I'm inspired, and it's fantastic to see local or national culture, but it cannot stop on the borders, because it's more. There's more behind it. There's the human being. There's peace and freedom in the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Claas. So you want to show us
yes.
some examples of what you have been doing?
It's right. So I'll show you just a couple of minutes of our premiere, and we're very happy to, Oliver Strauch is here in the audience, the drummer. They're going to see him on stage. And myself, I'm playing the saxophone on the computers there. And so we just filmed a art production as well that you can see. We just got the dates yesterday on the 22nd of January at 11 p.m. on Arte, a German and French version. And we're going to play in France, in Germany, in Belgium, Luxembourg, so it's a bilingual project. Here we put some English subtitles, so I hope you can all follow it. So, enjoy.
Wir haben Europa gefunden nach einem fürchterlichen Weltkrieg, in dem allerlei Schreckliches passiert ist. Und wir haben neu aufgebaut. Wir haben die europäischen Staaten, die sich nicht gut kannten, die gegeneinander gekämpft hatten. Wir haben sie zusammengebracht. Wir haben eine Europa-Union aufgebaut. Auch heute, 2063, ist diese Europa-Union noch da.
Zu Beginn denke ich wohl, dass wir von Mensch zu Mensch über die Verpflichtungen sprechen sollten, die uns im Hinblick auf unser beider Länder und im Hinblick auf die Welt umlegen.
Que la manière de penser serait trop différente.
Deux pays du monde.
Aufgrund eines unbekannten Gesetzen unterliegen alle materiellen Dinge dieses Lebens unterliegen der Erfindungskraft und der maschinellen Entwicklung, die alle Lebensbedingungen umwälzen. Man braucht ja nur die Flamme in ihren Augen zu beobachten, die Kraft ihrer Kundgebungen zu hören und bei einem Leben von ihnen die Leidenschaftlichkeit und in ihrer Gruppe den gesamten Umsprung mitzuerleben, um überzeugt zu sein, dass diese Begeisterung sie zu den Meistern des Lebens und der Zukunft auserkoren hat.
Wir müssen zusammen eine gelungene Welt bauen. Dafür gehört der Geist Europas. Den dürfen wir nicht verlieren. Er ist der Geist des Zusammenarbeitens. Das haben die Europäer erfunden, nicht die anderen in der Welt. Daher sind wir schuldig. Auch Sie, junge Frau, 2063. Wenn Sie Europa aufgeben, dann sind Sie daran schuldig.
Ja. Schuldig!
Thank you very much. Just allow me one more sentence. We actually worked since 2009 on an academy which we call the Art of Democracy, where we invite people from different countries in Europe to work with us for a week, and where we actually do the same process than we do artistically. We go into research with them, we take a speech or an interview, we try to get close to what the history told us and then what the history can tell these young people, and then we do the whole process until we create something. It might be a book, it might be a film, it might be a stage performance. So now inspired as well here by the forum, but we worked on it before, we're going one step forward and trying to install a interactive web-based way to transform our artistic work into something that responds and corresponds to more people in Europe.
That's
Thank you
wonderful.
very much.
Thank you very much, Claas. Thank you.